So hello, I'm here with Gaerea today. My first question is, you made many tour dates recently. How is it going?
It's great. We started this year only in April because, of course, we were still living a bit of cancellations in the beginning. But we started with a really pleasant UK tour. We did a couple more shows. We just came back from Ireland. And this is the second big festival that we are able to do this year. We just been to a Mystic Festival in Poland. And then, now Hellfest, which has been fucking amazing so far. But yeah, we're having the best time of our lives. It's 3 years in one after the pandemic, everything getting rescheduled to one single year. So, it's been fucking amazing. We're having the time of our lives.
Currently, your band know a great success. How do you see that and explain this success? And how do you manage it?
Well, I wouldn't call it success. We're having a very good time. Just building ourselves as an artist, and I know the last album had a really good reaction, and we are building this very good momentum for the new one. We try not to stop, which we never do, even with the pandemic. So, I wouldn't call it success because, you know how it is. We're still underground music, and we want to remain there. But yeah, it's great that so many people are catching up and coming to the shows, filling up the shows, selling well, people listening to the music and try to understand it, and that's what really means to us. It's all about the connection with the audience.
Your last album, Limbo, is insane. Can you speak about the creative process of this album?
The Limbo album, you mean? Well, Limbo is an album that was written partly on the road because we toured quite a bit in 2019. So the whole album was only possible to end and to actually be concluded because we've been on the road and built this very strong connection between ourselves for too long. We lived our first fights within the band, you know. I believe it's only a band when you tour, because that's the moment where stuff gets critical and stuff gets serious at some point, because, you live in this van with people that most of the times are not your best friends. You gotta deal with them, you gotta respect them, you gotta know how they work, and you gotta mold yourself to this person that can actually be on this team. And with us, it's quite intensive sometimes, and that really shaped the Limbo album and helped us through that whole creation process. For example, the album was only able to get finished when we did, for example, our China tour in May that year. It really, I always say we are not the same band that came back from China, because we were just these kids having fun, and finally we would go to a whole new world in China, and we came back really different human beings from there. It was something that really tracked a mark in our career and us as human beings, and really helped us through that creation process. So everything just went super fast after that. So yeah, it's a very explosive and agonizing album for us. But yeah, it's how we feel these songs.
Can say that your tour dates add you some experience and an influence for your albums.
It is. That's why we do this so much. We have probably 200 shows this year, and we do it because, of course, we love to be on stage. It's the pinnacle of what we do. We love being in the studio, we love being in the rehearsal space, we love to just hang around. But the moment where we, truly feel like transcending to something else is on stage. It's where we truly are ourselves behind these masks and these outfits and this fucking music. But yeah, we do this so much because every show helps us through something in our career, as musicians and human beings, as I said. So it truly marks a new chapter to the next one, and we really feel like that. That's why we do it so much, because, well, it's like being it's like an addiction, you know. You always seek for that drive, you know, and that's why we feel on stage. So we just came back from our show today, and we really can't fucking wait for the next one next week in Resurrection, I guess. So it's this very addictive thing to just do this again and again and again, and every show is different for us. So
Yes, like a unique experience per show.
yeah, even for us it truly is. Every show is so fucking different and so fucking intense in different ways. Sometimes it's because you can't fucking breathe. Sometimes you can't fucking see anything. Sometimes you don't hear anything because there's sweat everywhere, and gear is soaked up because we sweat so much on stage, and it really is like that. And one of the main reasons, because why we do this the way we do with the masks, it's there's a whole concept behind it, but it always comes down to not being comfortable. This is not comfortable. This is unsettling to do on stage. We can't breathe, we can't see, we can't hear sometimes. But I think rock and roll is not supposed to be safe either. It's not supposed to be comfortable. It's supposed to be raw and about agony, about being raw, you know? So this helps us get there.
You talk about the concept behind the masks. Can you speak more about this huge concept behind Gaerea?
Well, long story short, because we've been thinking...
With short-sighted.
Yeah, well, I believe humans are not really true to themselves when we are amongst people. We put on these very different layers of masks to be around with other people that we don't know, people that we know. We always try to be pleasant or not so sympathetic or attractive to other people or not. And I am not like that when I'm alone, when I'm in my own world. And the way that I do stuff live, it's how I actually am, how I actually feel the music that we do. And it's like that. It's not supposed... I don't want people to watch us on stage and see our hairs floating or us just being another metal band. I want people to be able to, if they can, close their eyes and feel the songs and hear these lyrics and feel in their own way what we're speaking about. That's why we are looking the same, with no facial expressions, because I don't want people to be focused on that. I want people to take that away, because this is just another mask that we put every day to do this.
Can you speak about the artwork of your last album?
Limbo. So Limbo was created by an amazing artist called Eliran Kantor. He works with all the big names these days. It's Sepultura, I think Slayer, Venom Prism. So he is quite well known. And I really love to work with him because I think he gets it. He gets how liberating art can be. So I didn't give him a very extensive brief. I just told him the story of one of our songs, the Mare song, the last one of the album, which is the song that really defines the Limbo album, which is the moment all of these people in this concept, in this world that we created, are finally allowed to die. And with all that short description, I didn't give him the painting that I was seeing in my head. Of course, I had a picture, an idea of what I would like to see, but I didn't give him that because I understood that he could give me something else. He could give me his expression, his liberating thing, and how he would perceive these words. And that's what he did. He created this amazing piece, which is really different from what I imagined. But the great thing about art is that you can cooperate with other artists that understand your art and have great results. You're not alone doing this, you know?
How did you feel in metal music?
Well, I'm from '94, so I grew up with all the new metal stuff, all the modern production stuff. Of course, I love the classics, but yeah, I wouldn't say my first black metal band was Mayhem. It wasn't. But it was something similar, I guess, Ragnarok or something. But yeah, so you discover all the artists that are big in whatever 2005 or 7, and then you dive deep and discover all sorts of classics. But again, I'm not a sucker for music because it's classic or it's because it's mandatory. I love music that can be free, you know, freedom, where you can really taste the challenge on that song. Artists just giving up everything that they have to create this, and it's what I do with my own stuff. It's not about being just making music because you need to do an album to deliver to the label. You gotta put your soul into it, wherever that soul is, and however the fuck it means at that point. It should be about yourself in the first place, and music for me, it's about that. It's not only metal. You can find that in pop music. You can find that in trance music. You can find that in all sorts of music. You can find really interesting artists that put everything they have into their music, and I truly respect that.
You speak about label. Feel free to publish your music. What do you think of the music industry right now?
Well, it has ups and downs, but again, these days an artist, well, I think it's not like in the 80s where a good song and a good video would get you to the masses. You're always competing with the next guy next door. I don't see it as a competition. I see it as a window, a very small window that can't be open to every eye to see. That doesn't bother me too much because we believe in what we do, and I think if people are really interested in what we have to say, they will go to that window and take a look. But the music industry is just as the shoes industry, for example. It's all about competition these days. It's all about selling. It's all about money. And of course it annoys the shit out of us because I fucking hate money. But you know what it is. In the end, you gotta pay your bills. And this band wouldn't fucking work if we couldn't have a good website, a good social media, good merch. Not caring about that is just killing your band, because in the end it's just shirts. But for the fans, I believe it's the only thing they can actually get from their artists. That sort of small glimpse of glamorous thing that fans can have. I love collecting shirts. I have 500 shirts at home because it's that small thing that you can get from an artist that it's truly yours once you got it. And I respect that. That's why we do it so much, and that's why we care about it.
Recently you teased a new album on social media.
Yeah, we just played a new song today from that album. That song is probably out in a week or two. The album is ready, everything is ready, and we're just waiting for, I think, September to just release it. There will be singles, there will be videos, there will be a shitload of very unique stuff, very dear to our arts that we want to share. Alongside the summer, we will start to have music coming out, we will play more songs and more songs, but well, for now, it's just something that I'm truly passionate about and really looking forward to share with people, and I'm really looking forward to see how people can perceive what we're about to do.
Can you speak more about the concept, if you can?
Well, the Null song from the Limbo album started this whole thing. We have a line in the Null song, which we also play today, that speaks about perception versus reality. What we perceive as the reality of other people, the reality of other art, is just a very small glimpse that we get from that same art based on our own experience. You can hear a song, you can see a painting, and even though it might have the description, you will always interpret that based on your experience, based on other paintings that you saw, based on other movies that you saw. And as much as you have the full description of what that painting truly means, it will always be your imagination and perception based on your experience in life. You will never get close to what the artist really felt when he was creating that art. And the Mirage album, the new album, it's all about that. It's a mirage. Nothing is perfectly clear in this world for me.
Thank you. You can speak to your fans and all listeners as the last word.
Sure. We are Gaerea. Thank you for everything you've given to us for the last 5 years. We're just getting started. We have these amazing festival opportunities to meet. So yeah, just join us in full catharsis, and we see you live someday.